Uh, I had I had no option. I had no intent plans on getting marathon. Uh, they like Bungie just needs to concentrate on what they want to do with Destiny. Um,
Yeah.
Good evening,
You're
everybody.
muted,
This
Jay.
is Multiverse Live. We're back. We have Jay and Rob. Fellas, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
And I'm sorry to cut you out there. What were you saying there, Rob, about Bungie?
Oh, I was gonna say that the marathon just seems like another Concord,
Yeah.
and it'll be really bad for Bungie if it ends up going that way because that basically killed the studio that made Concord, and it
Mhm.
was a very sour note on Sony. But
Yeah.
we don't need any more extraction shooters. There's enough of them, and nobody's doing anything innovative enough to pull people off of the ones that they already play to play a new one.
Mm. Yeah, and uh, I think whether they like it or not, Bungie's tied to Destiny, and even when they're mistreating it, and it's the heydays of past, I guess, but like people still play. It's on. It's what is? I've been playing since 2012, man. Between two games, and like a lot of people come and go on the game. Like Olivia doesn't even play no more, and really, I just be playing by myself. Honestly, it's just something I did. Like the last couple of weeks, I've been playing. They had what is it, episode 3, Heresy, and that was actually pretty good. And they we went back to some stages that were we haven't been to since the first game. But the game won't die. Like it'll keep going, and they can be it can really just go on until they're just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like the next step is they already got the next DLC trailer dropped last week, and people excited about that. Then we're supposed to finally leave the solar system. Um, so this so much lore with Destiny. Like I'm disappointed they haven't really done any anime or anything yet. Uh, they need
There's
to
just
put
plenty
some
of
stuff.
lore there, right?
Yeah, so much, so much. But I'm sorry. So what have you guys been up to before we dig into it? Like, you seen any good movies lately?
I went to go see Sinners today.
Oh, and you liked it?
I thought it was dope. I thought I don't know what I was expecting, and during the whole movie, I didn't know what I was expecting. I'm like, what am I watching? I know it's a vampire movie,
Uh
but now there's like hip hop and rock and roll and blues going on,
huh.
and now we got some sexy time going on, and
It was some sexy time.
like, what's going on? I guess some.
It's funny because like when I just people ask me like, well, what's the movie about? I'm like, this is what it's about. Like it's about like down south. If you ever been down south, you're gonna catch that vibe. It's about
Right,
black folk, people getting together. They for a party. They like the early part of the movie. They trying to get music. They looking for food. They looking for
right.
like all this stuff for a party. And then it got dark.
It
Like
got
that's
real fast.
and then it got dark, and that's really what happened. Like the first hour of the movie, like Michael B. Jordan's character comes back, and each one of the twins runs into their old girl,
Right.
and like they went to the store. Like, we need catfish. I need you to cook this. We need signs. They went to
I
find a
got some corn
musician.
looking for you.
Right, they was getting ready. They bought a place, and then it got dark. That's really, and then when it got dark, and it was a good movie. I actually want to see it again. Uh, but it was just really good, and I don't know what this genre with you know black folk and horror. I don't know what you want to call it. Like Jordan Peele kind of had it cornered for a while, but Coogler did a good job with this one. It was
Yeah, I
really
got
good.
I got major Dust Till Dawn vibes watching the
Yeah,
the trailer.
yeah.
I do definitely want to see it though.
Yeah, and I can. That's actually a good comp for it. It's not as goofy as Dusk Till Dawn, and I like that movie.
It looks a lot
Yeah,
more serious.
yeah. We don't have any characters named Sex Machine or anything. Who was it? Was that Ted Williamson? Is that who that was? I think that's who that was.
And it's really not as gory as you would think it is.
It's not.
It's not
funny.
very gory.
It's funny because I was watching it and I'm like, my wife could have seen this. My wife don't play it with horror at all. But there were no entrails. There was none of that. And
like you don't see any sinews snapping while they're biting them in the neck or
right.
None of
it's
that.
just people getting bit. And,
you see a little blood spurting.
Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't crazy. But there was, like, it was kind of, it was like ancient and like, it was something about it. It had a vibe. It did have a vibe. I don't know if it was the time period, and I like those. It might have been the time period. But the look of the show, like everything, just felt like great. Like when it came on, they just showed a guy coming back to the church after the previous night, and you're like, God, what happened to him?
Like, well, we know he ain't a vampire. What the
hell? Right. So it's like, we know he made it. So it's like, well, where's everybody else? Because he came back alone. So, yeah, definitely check it out. There were two after credit scenes, and only one really mattered, which was that was the decent too. Yeah, but you can stick around for the last one. What's that child's name? Haley.
Haley
Steinfeld.
Yeah, she grown now.
Yeah, she grown. She grown now.
Yeah, so like
Shannon Sharpe better look out. He gonna catch another case.
Man, I don't even want to get started on that fool, man. Like I was like, what are you doing?
Right?
What are you doing?
You ruined $100 million empire for a 5.
What are you doing? That's what I kept. Like, the more information that came out, like I just like, what are you doing? Like, it's ways to do this stuff, man. It's ways
for
not to do it.
For an OnlyFans model.
Not like they desperate. They desperate. Of course, she was going to try to extort you, and it was just like, God damn it, Shannon.
And we know it's fake. We could tell the little tape was edited. We know it's not true. But you almost deserve to lose $50 million.
Yeah, because that was dumb, bro. That was dumb.
If she was super bad, I could, like, all right, you ain't have no choice.
Yeah.
But she is mad average.
Yo, it's so many twists and turns in this. Like so much reason now, like not to do it, and then you was like, well, if it would have went this way, then I can understand. But like, first of all, I don't know how we end up on Shannon Sharpe. Like he too old for this. He way too old. He way too old for this.
He let that little audio sex tape get to his head.
Man, you messing with her, and what's Diana Ross' daughter name?
Oh yeah,
is she running around looking for men?
For little young boys.
Yeah, like come on, man.
Yeah, just because you in shape, Shan, don't mean you.
Like, calm down. Ever since he left Skip, he been acting up.
He been acting the fool. I don't know how to act.
Oh man! Like this, like the third thing.
Maybe Skip was his custom motto.
Yeah.
Skip.
He's like, Shannon, don't.
Because he did tell him to put his glasses on that one time. Put your glasses back on. Motherfucker put his glasses back on too.
He did.
As big as you are.
Ever since he left Skip, it ain't been the same, man. Like he gotta chill, man.
Yeah, he doing too much.
Like it's like
wearing them tight pants and all that, man.
Yeah,
you're too old to have your balls scrunched up like that,
dude. Then that TV show where he just talking about whatever, he be kind of sassy on there. But okay, all right, let's get back.
Maybe this is all cover up. Maybe it's just a little too sassy, and he trying to cover it all up. Man.
I don't know, man.
I got 2 sex tapes out now. I can't, I can't be going to Pound Town.
We'll circle back to this if you want to keep. Let's get to a couple weeks.
While we're still on Ryan Coogler, real quick, what do you guys think about him throwing in his hat to do an X-Files reboot?
Oh, I'm for it.
I'm for it too.
Yeah, I ain't like Ryan. Like I haven't seen like all his movies. A lot outside of Black Panther, but Creed.
Creed was good. Creed was
Yeah. And this last movie. So like his body of work, like everything I'm saying, I don't really have a problem with it visually or even with the stories.
I still can't forgive him for what he did to T'Challa, but
yeah,
that's one fumble. I'll give him that.
Is that really his fault though?
That's what I was about to.
I think it might be
his fault?
I think so.
Wait, which fumble are you talking about?
I'm killing off T'Challa.
Wait, you talking about in the first movie? Because T'Challa died too many times.
That's true. He did, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, we celebrating this, man, but since we talking about stuff that bother you with the Black Panther movie, I need somebody to explain to me how he lost to Killmonger in the first fight. Like, what? I'm like, what?
Yeah, he got his ass beat.
Yeah, like it wasn't even like close. Like, you know what I mean? Like he didn't trip up or nothing. He just got beat.
Lost. Yeah. Like Killmonger was just a better dude. Like,
it was just
no trickery or nothing.
Yeah, like my friend had a saying. He's like, I can't defend against anger, and I guess Killmonger was just he was ready to go. He's like, I don't need a week. Like I'm ready now.
As soon as he took his shirt off and had all them little scars on his chest, he should be like, you know what, hold up, we ain't got to do all this. Get out of here. Like,
well, Jay, that's what I was about to say. If somebody would say, he just flew into the country, just got in the country, like, I don't need a break. We can fight now. Like, no, you calm down a little bit. Let me, like, I'll decide when we fight.
We got to do the whole boat thing we got to do the whole ceremony again.
That was the thing too. The people in the chamber want to do that. Like we gotta get dressed up again. We gotta get the wood again. We gotta do all this again. His mom was right. Like, don't accept that, man. Like, come on, man. You just did that. All right.
I'm sure I heard somewhere.
And he's just your cousin. It ain't like he like your brother. That's your cousin.
Yeah, I just met him today, man.
Right?
You know what I mean?
We ain't do a DNA test or nothing.
That tattoo, you could have got that from anywhere, right, man. What were you about to say, Ron?
I was going to say, I probably heard somewhere watching MMA that the mental game is like half of the fight. And I've seen plenty of fighters who are like on paper the better fighter, but if they can get off just a little bit of momentum and the other person can just never recover, that's how somebody can lose. I think that's probably something that they went with there, especially with him coming in and challenging him when he shouldn't have. He was very overconfident, and I think Killmonger that way, was able to secure an advantage through the entire fight.
He kicked his ass and threw him off a fucking waterfall. Disrespectful,
right?
Like, yeah, I ain't got to worry about burying him because I ain't leaving shit for you to bury.
He is going off the waterfall.
Yeah. Shout out to Killmonger. Michael B. Jordan beat the Black Panther's ass. Where were we? Okay, so we're talking about Sinners, but yeah, if you haven't seen it, like go check it out. It was worthwhile, Robert, and I'm actually going to try to see it again.
Well, now that you said that it's not super visceral or anything like that, I might try to see if Ronnie will go see it.
Yeah, go take her. It ain't
there is blood, but it's not like
there is blood, but you're like, where is it coming from? Like so it's not 30 Days a Night. Yeah. Okay, people's getting fucked up in there.
Just
like
it was eviscerated in that one.
Yeah, like it was entrails and stuff like that. It was just like Jay was saying. It was just bite marks. And
a couple people got shot in the face, and it kind of looked kind of prosthetic-y.
Like, yeah, who got shot in the face? Never mind. Don't.
Oh yeah, I won't see.
Yeah, I'm saying, hey, we about to go over the whole plot.
Right. About to break the plot down.
But yeah, A+ for me. Couple weeks ago, Daredevil Reborn season 1 completed. Did you guys check this out?
I still ain't renewed my Disney Plus. I'm waiting for waiting for a couple more things to finish so I can binge it all at once. I'm giving Disney as little bit of money as I can.
I got you. What about you, Rob?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Did you watch Daredevil?
Yes, I did.
Reborn? Yeah, what did you think about that season?
I think I didn't like the way it started. Mm-hmm. Not so much story-wise. I think just visually it looked like that whole fight in the bar looked really bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked everything else throughout the whole thing. I was getting kind of worried towards the end there because it didn't feel like the series was going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a lot of, Fisk going to therapy and Matt fighting with his girlfriend and not, and trying to weigh the pros and cons of being a vigilante again until like the last 2 episodes, and then it really ramped up hella hard. And I think, although I wish it didn't end on a cliffhanger like it did, I'm glad the way it went. The only thing that's kind of weird is this basically is telling us that Echo's Native American powers to make Fisk a good person clearly didn't work.
Oh yeah, that's one thing about the Sinners. The random Native American people just show up and then they just bounce.
Okay.
Like I thought they was gonna come back at the end or something.
See, there you go, giving away plot points again.
Oh, my fault.
And you're about to get me again to talk about it. I was about to back the truck up and talk about that.
Get no rain dance or nothing.
They got dark. Like I said, that's all we're gonna say. That's all we're gonna say, Rob. Because they weren't fucking playing.
They were like, we're out of here.
Like, peace.
I ain't dealing with this.
Yeah, they was like, listen, we tried to warn you, we out. But Daredevil, I thought the season was I don't want to say cold. I was glad. Let me see the positives. It was good to see Charlie Cox again. It was good to see like that New York type vibe, even though you could see like they use more sets in this season. I thought Fisk, his arc was kind of crazy, like but still interesting. Daredevil's girlfriend, like she was coming dangerously close to like Felicity Smoke territory. like she like when she was talking to him about how she saved herself, and he's just standing there like, like I got kind of beat up in that fight. Like we barely made it. And
were you in the same room? I came flying through the goddamn window.
Right. Granted, like she ended up putting him down, but like, come on, sis. Seeing the Punisher again, that was good. What's it, Barenthal?
Yeah,
I think he's always good. Like he's always playing the same guy, and I ain't got no problem with that. Like he's always the same guy. The cliffhanger, I wasn't expecting that. It looks like they're taking plot points from what was that Devil's Reign, when he was the mayor, and they had like a mini Civil War type. He was trying to ban vigilantes in New York also. I didn't finish that. I think Mike may have, but like I want to see. Like looking at that show, it's like I know a couple of years ago, previous shows we talked about Daredevil, DC being like an alternate, like a alternative to Marvel and all the what was that phrase I had, the juice box stuff. Like they needed that Defender universe to shape out, because you need to see that grimy underbelly and
get the gritty ground level.
Fighting, personal stories. Yeah, so like I've been watching. I watched the Defender series again, which I remember not liking, and I'm watching it now, and I'm like, this wasn't that bad. Like Sigourney Weaver, still not a fan of her being leader of the Hand, and that whole Elektra plot point was just like they could have done something else. But Luke Cage gave some of the best 2 seasons of like superhero show like ever, and that ended on a cliffhanger, a big cliffhanger. Like he was like the Godfather of Harlem when that went off. Yeah. And you want to talk about somebody else entering the Felicity Smoke territory? Claire was into. I'm like, why is she bothering this man? Like, she's like all in him and his pop's business, and he's like, just leave it alone. Like, me and my dad will work it out. And she went around to go see his dad, and she was hanging out at Harlem's Paradise. He didn't even know she was there. He had to leave because he was going to do some vigilante shit, and she was there, and he had to take her home. And she left him. They come back at the end, and Luke's one of his bodyguards like, "Yo, she here." He said, "Tell her to go home, man." I already tell Claire to go home. And like it was crazy. He had all the crime lords in there, and he made a deal with them like, y'all stay out of Harlem, man. And it was a hell of a cliffhanger. And like Luke Cage was like, that was some more. It's just a gritty show, and I think that was always the appeal to the street level hero. They were like fighting with the people that that were making things difficult in your neighborhoods. It was like relatable to a point. But Luke, man, I swear he was just up and down the streets. He was walking. He was going it was like the same thing, right? Yeah. So I give that show more credit than I did originally. It was a really good series.
Yeah, I really dug the series, but I might have an unpopular take.
You don't like the guy that played the case. I remember.
Called it like I
Mike Coulter, is that his name?
Yeah, he's a little too like he has the physical size, but his nature isn't.
He ain't hood enough?
Yeah, he's not hood enough. He's not hood enough.
He's a little
I do not
spoken,
get Luke Cage from him.
Okay. I got you.
Like, it definitely felt like he was reading lines.
Yeah.
Where he's talking about all the, like, Black Power stuff. Like, you don't believe that for real, bro.
Oh,
like,
man.
I know you don't. I know.
He did a dab one episode.
Don't forget the dab.
Right?
I was going to say.
Yeah, I was like, oh, my God. Like, some of the things he was saying was like...
like, I don't think you ever ate a bean pie before. You never got a final call. Never.
Other positives. So, like, I don't want y'all to think I'm still just putting down the lady characters, but Misty Knight's character is still one of the best. Yeah. And, and the other female from the Defender universe outside of Jessica Jones, like Colleen. Colleen was holding. She was
the best part of that show.
She was holding Nanny down.
Iron Fist, she's the best part of that.
Yeah, she was
too, especially when she had the fist.
Yeah, and Colleen was just going out.
That wouldn't be a pause.
You was looking for an opportunity.
I was. I'm searching for it now.
But Colleen was going out just fighting. She was going to fight clubs. She's like, I'm fighting the hands. She was all over, and she was like supportive of. And I know nobody liked Danny, but she was like, all right, wait, we can do this together. He was like, no, I gotta do this alone. She stayed back. Like she was there wherever she needed him, and she was a great character. And there was just a lot of good writing in those shows, and visually it was really good. It was better than looking at the green screen for like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah,
like I hope
to be a volume,
right? And I hope that they people are available and they're like actually have interest in that. They need to fill up the Disney Plus shows with those shows.
I'm still partial to Jessica Jones because I know that's exactly how I would be if I had powers. I would be an asshole, but I would still help people.
Jess was my girl. Like that first, it was just they all had it rough, and it was like a competition on who had the most fucked up life. Like just her first season, like she had the Purple Man, but then in the second season, everybody left her who was cool with her. Like everybody, she was just pissing people off. Her neighbor, the guy that was on drugs or whatever, he's like, I'm out. I ain't dealing with this shit no more. Like everybody was just out. And but I loved her show. I loved her show too. And of course Daredevil. I'm gonna watch Iron Fist season 2. Probably sometime next week.
You love that Iron Fist.
I don't love it. I'm just like
Pause.
You know how I am now. Like if I'm going to hate something, I need more information so I can spread the hate more effectively. All right,
Yep.
like I can't just say I don't like it. Like I'm going to say like I hate it, and then here's why. And then people are like, oh, you didn't even watch it. I did. This is why I hate it, and I'm going to tell you why.
Absolutely the
in
opposite.
detail with specifics.
I'm gonna give it that hate without even watching it.
Now he was in an episode of Luke Cage, and he was decent in that one,
which was a good one. Yeah,
it was one of the better episodes on that one. Like somehow they became like homies and everything. They was, first name basis, and Danny Rand was walking around Harlem. He was like Tony Stark. They were like, oh, Danny Rand, and he was buying buildings and shit, and like he was flexing the black card. Not that one, the bank card. When he was walking around, and so he was cool. Like his dialogue was a little better. He didn't say he was the immortal Iron Fist. I think he may have said it like once, but I think Luke Cage said it, and it was a good episode. It really was. But Disney, like I'm with you if you decide to do Defenders the way you did Daredevil. Like they kept the violence, they kept everything just about the same. So like if you're gonna bring them back, keep it that way, not the way you've been doing it previously with these with some of these shows. I probably would have received what's that, Moon Knight a little better if he was like street level and not on that nonsense. People love that show. I don't know. I didn't see it at all. Like I hated that show. I just didn't. I ain't like it.
So we think that Born Again is good enough to get enough people excited to bring the rest of those guys back.
I hope so. But people just like everybody hates everything right now. Like nothing. Like everybody. Like that's getting review bombed. The Last of Us, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, that's getting bombed. Like nobody likes anything right now, and like I can't. I'm not going to blame people because there are things I don't like. I've been vocal about certain things, but it's like everything now. Like what's good right now?
It's
like,
what's popular is hating on things now. That's what gets all the clicks.
But I get it for certain things, but it's like everything. It's like everything. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's the social media era that we live in, and everybody's got a voice and everything.
Yeah, look at me. Speaking of things that are hated on, I only found out after the fact because I don't read Daredevil. I wasn't familiar, but apparently Muse should have been much more formidable and And he was kind of misused in this show. What do you guys think about that? It sounded like he could have been a much better foil, considering what Daredevil can't see him, right?
That's what I read. Yeah,
he's
that's
like
what I read.
Or something.
See, I didn't read that part, but I don't know. Like sometimes, like scaling is hard. Like everybody gets scaled down a little bit. Like I try not to get overly angry about that. Because the whole MCU scaled down. Honestly, like nobody is at their true PowerPoint. I didn't hate it. Like he was just creepy. Like I thought that was like his biggest thing, and the murders that he was doing was interesting. And I have a question. What do you think about how Fisk killed that guy on that last? Like that's the most violent death in MCU history. Yeah. I'm looking at you, Jay. Like in history,
how that even got through? Honestly, I was like, "Oh wow, that's totally unnecessary."
So, Jay, he grabbed his head. He grabbed this guy. Was it commissioner?
Yeah.
And he was like squeezing it, and I'm like, like they're gonna show this like off screen. You'll just see the splatter. They showed him breaking his face, like his face like broke in half,
jaw on the top of his head.
Yeah, and the people were looking at like, what the fuck did he just do? And he cleaned himself up like, yeah, that's how like it was nothing. And I'm like, God damn, like I never seen nothing like that on like that was crazy. I don't know what point they were trying to prove. I wasn't upset, so I was like, all right, like if y'all gonna ride
That's how
like
they
that,
supposed to do it.
that's cool. That's cool. But yeah, that was some shit. That was some shit. Yeah, he peeled my man's wig back like a
Peeled his muffin cap back.
Yeah, he did. He did. So Disney, we're pulling for the Defender universe and those New York heroes for more shows. Not Echo though. Everything else,
Not Echo.
Not Echo.
We got Ironheart coming up next, right?
See, I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite now. I ain't got no interest in that at all.
I'd rather see a Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, and Moon Girl.
Yeah, she wasn't. I didn't think she was set up right.
Even in the comics, I didn't care about Iron.
No, I didn't either.
You got to do more than just be the girly Iron Man.
And the thing is, they already had one with Pepper
Rescue.
Yeah. So listen,
and then they made her suit look like a heart. Like I was like, yo, they are bugging. This is a terrible design.
Yeah, and you didn't watch Black Panther 2. Like you need to see the whole ugliness.
Power Ranger shit they got going on.
Yeah, like that shit.
Kamen Rider.
Yeah, that looked like a character.
You said it looked like Kamen Rider?
It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible. If I don't know.
See, the more I stick to my guns about this, the more y'all slowly edging over to my side.
Oh man!
At first y'all was like, "Oh man, it was dope. It was dope." Now,
who said that about the Ironheart?
We gonna go not Ironheart. I'm talking about Black Panther 2.
Oh!
Every time I push a little bit more, something else is terrible about it. I talk about the Puerto Rican Atlanteans. Everybody's like, "Yeah, I guess you're right."
See, this is your fault because when I watched it the second time, that's all I could see because your ass talking about. I'm like, oh man,
Jay sitting on your shoulder,
right? And it was just, it was like another culture. Like it was like I don't want to say the opposite, but it was like another version of Wakanda. Like they had a metal substance down there. It was a people down there who were cut off from the rest of civilization. They had a ruler that was protecting them, and like it was just I don't know. Like I still don't hate the movie, but I just
you getting there.
He's moving you that way.
I'm playing the long game.
Emperor Palpatine over here.
Right, I'm making hate a movie I never seen.
Speaking of hate, Fantastic Four had another trailer. Trailers, but it reignited the outrage for the Silver Surfer. Now, Jay, I've seen you online on your crusade. Speaking on it,
I just try to educate people,
Yeah, and so this is where I am because we had a post on the Multiverse Unlimited page on Facebook. I'm disappointed, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you my response. I'm a Silver Surfer, I'm a Norrin Rad fan. Okay,
a Silver Surfer fan.
Right.
It's not a mantle.
Right. It's not, and. If you're, granted, he's been in one other movie?
He's movie, right? One, yeah.
All right, so you want to see your hero in this MCU. Like that's what you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Despite what you may feel about the MCU in the last couple of years, you want to see how they do. Now, if you're going to say I'm going to have a Silver Surfer movie, but it's not Norrin, this is disappointment. Like people are like, oh, you hate. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not hate. It's disappointment. Like maybe some people are hating, but like I think where I am, like I wanted to see that. Now the plot, what we know is this hopefully probably there's going to be a Norrin Rad Silver Surfer. It's just that now we got to wait a little longer for that. He may appear in this movie. But you gotta wait a little longer for that. Where you guys at?
How does
What do you guys
Galactus and the
think?
Heralds work in the comics? Are they one person that exists throughout the multiverse, or there's multiple ones per universe?
So he's had multiple ones, and they all come out different. I forgot the reason why. But he had Surfer, he had Fire Lord. What's
To
that?
do with the axe? What's to do with the axe?
It's Turax. He had
Turax.
two guys. Right? It was Turax. It was Morg. It was Nova. It was what's the one that robot?
I can't remember all the
He's
heralds.
yeah. It's like it's maybe like close to 10 to 11, and then he's had secret ones that this is truly
Even,
the first.
even Thor was a herald at one point.
Yeah, he was a herald. I think Human Torch might have been one at one point, but outside regular heroes, like he always comes to like some impasse or with him, and he lets them go. You know what I mean? He doesn't take the power back, but he is kind of like protective of some of them. Like if somebody were to kill one, he finds out. He's like, "What are you doing? Like this is my creation. Like who said you could do this?" But he's been in conflict with Surfer multiple times, disagreements, and over him destroying planets with life on them. And Surfer is his herald now, right? Is he still his herald now?
I think he. Well, I'm not even reading right now.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. So last time I saw Surfer, he was his herald again. He went back to make sure he was eating planets that didn't have anybody on them. Like that's why he got back with him. But for years he was cycling through different heralds and everything. But yeah,
so it's
that's
safe
how
to
that
say
works.
that when the Fantastic Four come over to the 616, there's probably going to be a different version existing in that universe, potentially.
Most likely.
Well, it's. I think they said. I think what I read is this Galactus is there's only one of him in the multiverse, so like.
So he's like Darkseid, or there's just one.
Right. So like if they come over to 616, Galactus is probably coming with him.
Okay.
Over there, depending on what they do to Galactus, because I've heard different things, and like we'll see what happens. But other than that, the trailer looked good. Like I'm when I've said this before, when 20th Century or for Fox sold everything back, I know people were excited about X-Men. I was excited about Fantastic Four. Like I read their books when I was younger, but I'll see where this goes. And Pedro Pascal, he's everywhere these days, man. Like,
yeah, he's too many places.
Someone said I saw it on our page today. They're like, he's on the Samuel L. Jackson run right now, and I'm like, yeah. Samuel was everywhere at one point. Samuel was so everywhere. He was everywhere before we knew who he was. Like you ever go back and look at an old movie?
Guy, yeah.
You go back and look at a movie like, damn, that's Samuel L. Jackson. Like I didn't realize that was him. And I just saw a movie like that, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize he was in this. Juice. He's in Juice. Like
was he?
was.
Juice?
He was he was in charge of the that arcade spot where they were.
Snap!
That was him. That was him.
That's wild.
Yeah, he just been around.
The first time I remember seeing him is in Coming to America.
Right.
Yeah, that too.
That's the first time I remember.
Yeah, that's my first time too.
Yeah.
And he was cussing. He's cussing like leading man cussing. And my wife just watched Shaft, which is one of the worst movies. Like one of the worst movies.
The one with Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes is terrible.
Yeah, he was.
But it had Vanessa Williams in it. Christian Bale was in it. It was actors in it, and it was a terrible movie. But what do you guys' thoughts with the Silver Surfer being a female?
I think it's
I don't have a problem with it.
I do.
Well, talk about it, Jay. Come on.
It's just dumb. I'm gonna say that, right? It's just dumb. Like I know, and I think it's only dumb because they're trying to justify it. Like if they just said we just wanted to make this a female, like we just wanted this to be a female Norina Rad. But people are trying, oh, yes, the actual character in the comp. Like, stop it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a character that was in one page in a limited series for like 2 panels.
Okay.
This is not a character. Like, I have the comic books and forgot that she was in the comics.
I get you.
Like, don't justify it. Just say you wanted a female. Just say you wanted a chick Silver Surfer. I would have more respect for that than try to be like, well, it's in the comics. You need to read more. Like, shut the fuck up. I have it, and I forgot she was in the comics.
I didn't even know about it, and I was somebody who read.
She's so obscure, people can't even get the right scans. The scan that they always show is not her.
The scans that I saw early of the female Silver Surfer was Nova.
Exactly.
People showed pictures of Nova, who had the fire hair and everything, and I'm like, that's not her.
That's not her.
That's not her. And
that's how obscure the character is.
Yeah,
that you can't even you can't even Google her.
So Rob, he had like Galactus had a herald. She was from Earth, and she was actually kind of nice. She was kind of one of his softest. She was one of his softest. Like, she wasn't a killer or nothing. Like, whatever it was like he was the dad and he was like the daughter. Like, that's kind of how it was. And she was like silver white, like she was reflective, and she had fire. Like, when she flew, it was like a fire trail coming from her head, and like they look. That's who, like, people were showing pictures of, because the way she looks. Like, if you look at her, like,
she looks like a female Silver Surfer.
She does. She does.
So why not just use that character instead of pissing people? Because I think at this point they know they're going to piss people off, and they do it because they know they're going to piss people off.
Let me ask you a question. If at the end of the movie there's Norman Red on a Silver Surfer board, like, you going to be okay?
I think I have a feeling that's what they're going to do, but it's still stupid though.
But would you be okay if you see that?
Because I still had the same issue. Like, why? That doesn't fix why.
I got you. It's like I don't like.
It's like you're picking at the people that you should be wanting to impress. Like, you're doing it on purpose.
Okay.
And I know the politically correct thing to say is like, oh yeah, it could be anything. This is,
no, because I'm not
creativity and we want access to everybody. No, Silver Surfer's a dude.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm waiting for it to cook before I get mad, and I'm like, I don't know.
I don't want Misty Knight to be a dude. I don't want Mr. Knight. I want Misty Knight when she comes, like, ever see her. You know what I mean?
Well, hopefully, Robin, we're going to get to you. Like, hopefully this multiverse, this chapter is over, because multiverse, like, they don't understand it. Like, they're getting it confused with time travel and all this other stuff, and opportunities to bring in different versions of characters. Like, let's just get it out of your system now, like, and let's leave all this behind.
You know how I'll be all right with it?
Wow.
Is if when that universe is destroyed and they start bringing characters over, T'Challa is one of the characters they bring over. Then I'll be like, I'm okay with the female Silver Surfer now.
Okay.
If they bring some good out of it, out of their haberdashery.
Yeah, you sound you gonna get down off your soapbox now?
I will. I'm gonna get down off of it. If they could bring some good to the world out of their evil ways.
All right, Rob.
I think I'm in the same camp with QP. I think they knew that this universe is a one-off. It's going to be destroyed, so we're going to throw in a character that they can find as expendable, and then when they get the longer term Silver Surfer, they'll bring in somebody familiar to the fans.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not so bothered by it.
I think for sure that's what.
So here's the other thing too, right? Like, Jay's hate is crazy. So listen, like, just talking about all these heralds, right? Like, because I'm still going to wait, because I'm going to bet money that there's going to be a Norman Rad in the scene. Rob, he's had so many heralds. Like, if you wanted a girl, one was there. That's what all I'm going to say about that. But they are in an alternate universe, so I guess we're back where we started.
Yeah,
we'll wait and see. There's rumors that Disney may be bringing in the Great Hulk / Joe Fixit. Now, I'm interested in that. That was my Hulk. Like, when I started reading Hulk, he was gray. and he was talking. If you, for some of the newbies, people not acquainted with Joe Fixit, it was Gray Hulk, and he only came out at night. Like Bruce Banner turned into him at night, and at dawn he turned back into Bruce. And Gray Hulk he wasn't as strong as Green. He would do a lot of outsmarting, but he was still strong, just not as strong as the Green Hulk. And that was the Hulk I grew up with. And if they do a show or a movie on that, because I think they missed the boat on World War Hulk. But yeah, I think you can get some stories out of Fix It.
He was one of the ones that he's not so much powered by emotion, right? Joe Fix It.
I think he still gets stronger as he gets angry, but like it was like I came in towards the tail end of the Gray Hulk era, like so I'm not sure, but like his thing was like kind of like outsmarting like his opponents, but he was always I never seen him like manhandled, but like the fights would be a little closer, if I recall.
Okay.
But he was in Vegas for a while, and he was I don't. Did you read the Joe Fixit in Vegas stories?
Yeah, those are some of my favorite Hulk stories.
I might have lost him again.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
You breaking up a little.
Yeah,
I hear you now.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, you chopping.
Okay. I think I have the wrong cord. I have the wrong cable attached to my.
Leave and come back.
All right. Yeah. Hold on.
Hold on. Keep talking.
All right. Can you hear me?
Oh, we lost him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in and out.
Yeah, but go ahead.
So is that a like a multiversal Hulk that might be showing up? Is that what we're thinking?
Another personality. Okay. So like with these Hulks, and I want Jay to come back for this to keep me honest. Like the Hulks, like there have been different Hulks over the year. They're just different parts of his personality. So like it was the green, the gray. Then it was like that Professor Hulk, not the one in MCU, but the one that was in the comics when he first merged. So it was Bruce, and they were in the Green Hulk body, and he had, let's just say, the nastiness of the Gray Hulk. So the three of them, like they were merged into a personality. World War Hulk is a personality. He's not that Hulk anymore. So Gray Hulk was. I used to know all this stuff, but he's just a personality in Banner's head, and that's how it comes out. Okay. Like I know, like him coming out at night has to do with Banner just being ashamed of that Hulk. Like he don't want him out in broad daylight, like, and he only comes out at night. But he has come out during the day when Banner has let him, but he's not as strong. I don't know how all of that worked out where the sun, it might still be psychological, but Gray Hulk Gray Hulk was an interesting character, like because he could interact with people, talk with people, wasn't always ripping stuff to shreds. He was a little more selfish too. Like he was into women, like money. He was like a bouncer in Vegas for a while, and like nobody knew he was the Hulk. I don't know.
Right. I think I remember seeing him with the hat and the zoot suit. Right.
Yeah. So that's something I would be interested in. I don't know about any like big storylines with Joe Fixit, but I'd be interested in that, and I hope the rumors are true for Joe Fixit. So did you watch The Last of Us, Robert?
I watched the first episode. I haven't gotten around to the second one yet, but I kind of heard what they're moving basically at the same pace as the second game, so they're
They
not
are.
they're not holding anything back like the event.
Mm-mm.
I was expecting it to happen later just to get some more screen time out of Pedro.
He's still going to be around, because the game part 2 had a lot of flashbacks, and so it was a lot of, and it was like, it was stuff that you can control, and it was Joel and Ellie's time between the first and second game. Before we jump back in this, did you want to talk a little bit about the Joe Fixit Greyhawk, Jay? If they make a show or a movie about that?
I don't really have much. Can you hear me? Am I good? I guess not.
Keep going. Yeah, he's still chopping a little bit.
All right, let me go try finding the cord.
All right.
Hold on.
Jay's having technical difficulties. Yeah. So with we'll go back to the Last of Us. Sorry about that, people. It was a lot of flashbacks, so you'll still see Pedro in the season, and but from this point, it is going to be more Abby and Ellie central. So like there'll be two sides of a coin, so to speak. They should be for this season. They're effectively be on different sides of the story. It's one story just from different perspectives, and we should see. Of course, we'll see Ellie mourning, but we may see where Abby, where her people are in Seattle, and that's as I mentioned before, they're at war with. They're at war right now in Seattle. So while the first game was a lot of rural settings, there was like one cityscape, but like Seattle, they're in the city, and there are some memorable levels on that in the city area. So it's a lot to look forward to. I know that this season, I think I read that they're separating the season into two. So there'll be 3 seasons possibly of The Last of Us, and I think that makes sense because the second game was just huge. It was a huge story.
Yeah, I hope we get more action with the infected, also, because that little scene with the one crawling around really silently in the grocery store,
the stalker,
that was really cool. I like the way they did that.
Yeah, I remember those. Like that's not it. So, well, go ahead. I'll tell you after you finish.
Oh no, I was just hoping that was going to be a bigger part because I know outside of maybe like a couple episodes, they were mostly absent from the first season.
So you will. So like in Seattle, the one thing about Seattle that they kept kind of repeating, like they have a lot of infected that were there from when it started. Like so, some of them are like stronger, have been affected longer, and they're buildings. Like normally, the infected they hide in buildings, so they're like you're gonna see skyscrapers, stuff like that. When they get into Seattle, and that version of an infected, I think it was called a stalker. There were a couple of different versions. Like on the game, you would like be going down a hallway, and you would see them like peeking around the corner, and then when you get to the corner, like you couldn't find them, like they were just out of sight, and they would like try to attack you from behind or whatever. But so far, they're doing a good job of sticking close to the plot. I know people who didn't play the game. There was a lot of outrage this week. People upset that they killed Joel and how he died. People were bringing up how Pedro died in Game of Thrones. And I was like, oh yeah, he did die horribly in that show. So yeah, there's that.
Well, at least we finally got full admission that having a character like Abby with her muscle mass is completely unrealistic at the end of the world.
let me tell you something. Playing Abby in the game, like she would be, you could beat the shit out of Infected with her. Like she had like power moves. Like I like
She's
playing
like a
Abby in the game.
character out there.
Yeah, like she was capable. You know what I mean? And I like playing as her in the game as opposed to Ellie. It was a little more stealth, like with her movements. But Abby, she was like power slamming people and doing all that stuff. But that by the end of that game, I didn't hate Abby. So for the people who only know the show, like you'll get her story, more of her story, and more into this depressing chapter in video game history.
This miserable world.
Yeah. Jay, did you watch The Last of Us?
I didn't. I was thinking about watching it, but I didn't play the games because I don't like to be depressed while I'm gaming.
Yeah.
I'm still breaking up.
You don't like to be depressed. You guys gotta man up and play some of these games. It's not always going to be a happy ending, man.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want a happy ending, or at least a badass ending. I don't want to be like sniffling, crying. Tears are for suckers.
Oh, you're not going to be crying. You're right about that. But you say you didn't watch the show yet. You're not going to, or you're just not going to watch it at all?
I might. I'm not opposed to watching it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So we're gonna move on to the Him trailer. I don't know if you guys saw the Him trailer. So that looks creepy. Like we're talking about Sinners, but Jordan Peele has a movie coming out in September. It looks like it's revolving around pro football, maybe. Marlon Wayans is in it. If you haven't. Yeah. It looks creepy. All right, like he's always got the imagery that'll make it hard for you to sleep at night. But
he also makes all of his trailers very ambiguous, so you don't really know what's going to go on in the movie. It's like he does trailers 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you any interest to check out the movie, guys, or you want to see more?
I do have a little interest because it looks weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's enough for me to go see it. Honestly, I wouldn't want to see too much more because I don't want anything to kind of give away the plot.
That's true. Hopefully, it's like I watched. What's the other one that he had with the UFO? Nope. Yeah, I thought that was okay.
Yeah, that one was just okay. Get Out was the standout.
I thought everything was cool about it except for the design of the alien. I was like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, what was
I like Us also
like a kite.
It was like a king size sheet blowing around in the wind.
Yeah. The UFO was actually like the alien and everything. Yeah. Like it. The idea is like it's funny. All his movies look really good. They look creepy. And but like nope, it just wasn't. It was just okay. Like if it's on, if I walk into a room and it's on, I'm not sit down and watch. But like if you're like, what Jordan Peele movie you gonna watch? I'm never gonna say nope. I'm like, put on one of the other ones.
I don't know, that scene when they was super creepy in the barn and those kids were wearing the alien masks and he just jacks one of them. Oh, that was so fucking funny. And I was hoping they were actually aliens too, because that would be even funnier.
That was a good fake out. I
that was when he was like, nope.
Yeah.
And the random chimpanzee stuff.
Oh yeah.
It was just random.
It was random. Like it was in the beginning. You thought it had something to do with the plot, and it really didn't. Like, is the monkey going to show up and save us from the UFO? And the UFO.
Jordan Peele making a statement about the cruelty of Hollywood.
I was like, okay, like I'm still with you, but like that one wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Um, we were talking about this genre that we know with you know horror and African American cast. Like it, like Peel, like kind of brought this out. There was another show on Amazon. I don't know if you guys watched it called Them.
Yeah,
And that was a creepy fucking. That, the first season was creepy as shit. The second one,
I couldn't finish it because it was creepy, but I don't know.
it was like it was so dark. Like
that had some gore in it.
It did. And it was some next level violence in that one, and it was creepy.
That was the one where they were trapped in that town, right?
That was the one when they were. It was a family from the South. They moved to California, and like it was in Compton, but before it got all the black people moved in, it was like mostly Caucasian.
Oh no, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, you have to watch that one, and it looks like it's going to be some kind of anthology because the second season, which I did like, it's the girl that played the mom in the first season was the main character in the second season, but she was the daughter. There was a connection between the two seasons, and after a couple episodes, you see what the connection was. But like this genre, it's I don't know what's making it even more creepy. I don't know. It's like the character's always dealing with some kind of ancient evil, like something that was kind of in plain sight, and racism is always scary, and that's always prevalent in these also. But like they're going to have to, and Sinners kind of touched on that too. It's like an everyday, these everyday events turn into something supernatural and scary, thought-provoking type stories. But that first season of Them, like, it's still on Amazon. Like, if you can get through it, there's only one scene I couldn't really watch, but everything else was, it was like this demon that hated black people. I was like, what? Like, it sounded like a black exploitation movie, but it was like something was in the ground when this. Just Google it afterwards. I don't even want to explain it, but it almost came down to that. I'm pretty sure it was more to it than that. But that was years ago, maybe like 4 years ago that came out, and the second season may have come out last year. So if you're bored, check that out. Predator, Badlands. I saw some comments online. People didn't like how the Predator looked.
He looks like a young Predator.
Yeah.
They call him the runt for the reason. He looks like the run of the litter, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't even watched anybody online, like any reaction, so I don't know what they could be. Like a little badass to me. Like I'm watching, I'm like, yo, this looks hard. Like,
yeah.
Like the visuals, the setting.
I'm pausing you now. Pause.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Pause.
You're like, this look hard. Is it hard? But no, I watched the trailer.
Predator flicks.
It looked. Wait, is that going to the theater or is that going to be like on Hulu like the other one?
Going to the theater.
Well, the last movie was on Hulu.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I got mixed up on that one. It's the series, the animated series is going to be a series, and this one's going to be a movie. It looks like. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, and I might be thinking about
the first couple episodes into the theater.
Thinking about those pandemic days.
Right.
Sometimes I miss those pandemic days, man. It was the weirdest time, man.
It was like a post-apocalyptic wasteland out in the streets.
Yeah, it was just weird situations, and like people were like, this is how it's going to be. That's the way they made it sound at one point. It got to a point people when they told y'all to go back to work, they was like, what?
Right?
Like, I thought I was going to be home forever. That was some. It was.
Oh, lucky you guys! I never got to stay home.
Oh yeah,
you were that damn mail. Yeah,
you were an essential worker.
Yeah, get your ass out there. Yeah,
they gave me a piece of paper to present when we were quarantined to police if I got pulled over.
Go catch that COVID.
So were you like take? Only, jeez. Were you taking like extra supplements or anything? Like, did you have like a no suit? They give y'all like a
No, just our masks. That's it.
Yeah.
And then some. They gave us some hand sanitizer and sprays for our vehicles.
They gave you hand sanitizer and a mask. Like, here you
That's
go.
crazy.
There you go. Deliver the mail.
Risking my life for some for a coupon booklet.
Right.
It was touch and go there for a while until they realized that the virus doesn't. It won't stay in the porous surfaces of paper and cardboard.
Okay.
So we were like, oh, okay, so we're good to go. Yeah, it won't stay alive in there. So we weren't spreading it, even though that's how it was going through the news at the beginning that it was getting around that way.
Dude, it was serious.
Yeah, I remember Lysol in my packages.
Yeah, Lysol and groceries. Like, there were videos on YouTube. I remember my wife watching,
people
like,
spraying their apples and stuff.
Yeah, put it in the garage to let it like air around, and you know, it was like coming back from deep space dive. You know, like it was like the airlock, and you get decontaminated. Then you're able to come into the rest of the house.
You got to strip down, and you got to put the
right
decon gel all over yourself.
Yeah, put those clothes you wore in the bag and put them over here, and especially before the vaccine was announced.
Right?
It's like, yo, I caught it. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna die. That's what I was like. It's over. Like, it's over. I was using the only thing I had. I was using Mucinex. I was like, this is the only Mucinex strong as shit. If you ever use Mucinex, it'll get whatever's in you out.
It'll clean it out.
Yeah, our whole house caught it. Even the dog.
Damn,
the dog was laid out.
That happened to us twice, and this is when we were in the apartment. Probably would have been a little different in the house here, but man, oh man.
Yeah, our little guy brought it home from daycare.
Oh, they the carriers, man.
Yeah, daycare is the worst.
Yeah, man.
If you ever want to give your immune system a workout, send your kid to daycare.
It's like what's the X-Men villain, Sinister? Mr. Sinister is like laboratory down there. Yeah, all kinds of shit cooking up in the preschool, man. They be coming back. They be coming back with viruses you thought was extinct. You're like, people still catch
you got polio?
What right? Damn.
The bubonic plague? When did you get that?
Right.
All of a sudden, you just be sick.
Because people drop their kids off if they sick or not. They're like,
they don't care.
To work. They don't care.
They know this kid is hawking and spitting before they send him off.
Zoe, when she was in preschool, she had like ear infections like every other month. Like I remember we had to take her to CHOPS. She had like a fever. It was weird, right? When Zoe got sick, like her breath smelled different.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it was like she was like. I remember taking her to the hospital. As soon as we took her out of there, like she don't get sick like that no more. Like over her whole rest of her life, but. Man, when she was there, she was catching everything. So somebody was bringing their dirty kid in there, man. Mm-hmm. So we down with the Predator. So the Revenge of the Sith. Actually, it's today, 20 years. Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, I scared Terrence the other day. I said 30 years. It's 20 years.
Can't be that old.
So that is my favorite,
3, right?
Yeah, that is my favorite Star Wars episode. Really? It is because like no matter how much time passes, the Anakin Skywalker story is always tragic, you know. And in that movie, like that safe space that we had in the first and second episode, you know, like Mace got killed, you know. The fight, the betrayal, and it was just a lot in that movie. Like I watched that movie. This must have been like a director's cut or something. Like they supposedly chopped a lot out of that movie. But that's my favorite one. That then Return of the Jedi. I don't know what would be the third one. And nothing from these sequels. I had to think about that. But what you guys feels on Revenge of the Sith?
I think Revenge of the Sith is the only. It's the only prequel movie that deserves to be spoken about with the original trilogy.
Mm.
It's probably It's probably the third best Star Wars in my opinion.
What are your first two?
It had to be. It's almost a tie between New Hope and what's it called?
Empire.
Empire.
Okay.
And then Revenge of the Sith, and then Jedi.
Okay. What about you, Rob?
Yeah, I'm up there. I think of the prequels, it's definitely the best one. I still kind of like the second one of the prequels, but definitely
the clones. That one was cool. That one was cool.
It was alright.
It was alright. I mean, it's definitely better than the first one.
The first one was.
The first one was a pod race with like the rest of the movie around it. Like Jesus Christ.
Other than the Darth Maul lightsaber fight at the end, everything else in that movie is pretty forgettable.
It is forgettable.
Yeah. But yeah, Empire and Jedi are my two favorite from the original trilogy, and then I would put I'd put Revenge of the Sith in there too.
Okay, so I would do Sith, Empire, then Jedi. That's what I would do. But it's been 20 years. Where were you 20 years ago watching Revenge of the Sith? I don't know where I went to go watch it.
I was with my first wife still. Dang.
Oh, man.
A long time ago.
You're going to get in the... Go ahead.
What was I? I was still a temporary worker. I was working for the post office, but I wasn't full on yet. And I was working for a chemical factory, and I actually asked to take a long lunch so I can go see the movie.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Rob did not care back then.
No, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go see this.
Some of the best lightsaber duels in that one, that movie, the Yoda and Palpatine fight still holds up for me. And of course, Anakin and Obi. Interesting dialogue, and there's a lot of quotables in that movie.
George Lucas is terrible with his dialogue.
He is.
He is really.
That is not his strong suit.
Yeah,
he's good at world building, but writing dialogue.
Yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot of. It's not good memories with the movie because it's like the end of like the Jedi era there. It's all over. They're like scattered to the wind after that. But like the dialogue, the fighting, Palpatine like just going nuts on everybody as soon as he's challenged his voice change. That I am the Senate. That line always makes me laugh, and like Anakin, just stay. If he just would have waited and let Mace do what he had to do, like it would have been all right.
It'd have been all right.
Yeah, like it's just a lot of what ifs there, and
but that's why I like the Clone Wars, the animated series. Have you ever watched it?
I have not.
You should, because it actually makes the prequel movies way better.
Okay,
it makes them way better because you can see how close the Jedi were, like multiple times to figuring out everything. Like there were a few times they were just like, if one little tiny thing just kind of went the other way, they would have figured everything out. And then you could kind of see why they didn't. Like they were just too, like they were too arrogant. They were too like they had gotten too political. Like you could see why they actually kind of needed to fall a little bit. Like
I've heard you say that a couple of times. Like they were wrong in their approach to certain things. A couple of things.
Like even like the thing about like I don't know if they actually touched on it in the shows, but like not having any attachments or anything like that. Like that's not really like the Jedi weren't really, that wasn't really a thing.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons why Anakin turned.
Yeah, it's that you talk about if things would have gone a different way. Like I know I've read things about if Qui-Gon wouldn't have been killed, like he would have been the perfect teacher for
he should have been his teacher.
And he wouldn't have fallen.
Qui-Gon would have probably saved his mother. That would have helped him a lot.
Yeah. It's a shame his character came and went so quickly. Liam Neeson always give you something memorable. And he was one of the him and what's his name?
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, he was a bright spot in the prequels. Like he definitely stood out with his performances as Jesus Christ / Obi-Wan Kenobi. I may watch that this weekend. To skip the other two. I normally do skip the other two, but I do have a little soft spot for the Clone Wars.
You should watch the series. You should watch that series then.
I think I will get the boy and watch that with him.
Has your youngest ever watched Star Wars?
Man, like I don't know what this boy like to watch. Like
if he hasn't, he should watch the Clone Wars first.
All right,
because then he'll love Anakin before. Then show him his Anakin's fall and show like how should you watch? You should watch the Clone Wars and then watch the first like A New Hope, and then you see Luke and he's like Darth Vader killed my father, and then show him when like you find out Anakin is Darth Vader. That's gonna that might hit him harder than it hit us back in the day because he already loves it. Like at that point, he's gonna love Anakin. Like Anakin's the man. Like
that's why I wanted to watch the prequels before watching the other ones. Like it's funny we went backwards. You know, we did the 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3. It still had an impact because we knew it was going to happen, and
right?
It was just seeing how it happened. Yeah, I might get Star Wars up this weekend. Let's see. That was the last thing on the docket. Did you guys have any anything you wanted to touch on before we get out of here?
I just have a couple gaming things. The long delayed DLC for The Division is going to be coming out the end of May. We're going back to Brooklyn. So that's cool.
Oh yeah, The Division. That's your jam.
That's my jam. And then they announced that the Diablo, both the Immortal, the mobile game, and Diablo 4 are having a crossover with Berserk.
Really?
I did see that, yeah.
Which, in all hindsight, is most likely going to be a bunch of overpriced cosmetics. But you know what? It got my interest. I'm going to look at it with great interest. I'm not sure if I'll play it or not, but, a lot of creepy shit. I don't know if the whole season is about him or if it's just cosmetics, but I would like to see, I think they mentioned Baylits and things to collect and just a bunch of visuals from the Berserk world, which, fits in with the whole Eclipse and the Hell and all the crap that goes on in Diablo.
Okay.
Yeah, Berserk and Diablo kind of match.
Yeah. The only thing the other thing would be like Dark Souls and Berserk, but they've already given enough. You can basically become Guts in there. There's always his Dragon Slayers in there and armor that looks close enough because there's so much overlap between the two series, especially because I can't remember the creator's name, but he's heavily influenced by Berserk.
A lot of people have been. Berserk it's more influential than people think.
Man, I got 2 shelves full of Berserk shit.
Berserk is a wild story.
Now, what is Berserk about? Because I'm not really that too.
Essentially, it's about a dude named Guts. You get a flashback of him, being a lone merc, and then joining a band of mercenaries, and then growing up with them, and then growing in fame, and then they came to blows with the leader of the group, who ended up betraying them all, and out of nowhere, almost Dust Till Dawn style, just the world gets filled with demons, and then Guts is the only one fighting against it, trying to, get his girl back and get revenge. It's just basically a long betrayal / revenge story.
And
with demons.
It gets wild.
It is violent as hell. It is
super
very uncomfortable sometimes.
This is
doesn't Guts get raped at some point? Like,
yes, as a kid, he is raped.
It's a wild story.
He is sold
out. It's a game or a comic?
It's a manga.
It's a manga.
Right.
It's been going on since 1987, 89, something around there.
Jeez.
And it's still going. The original mangaka died, 2-3 years ago now?
Yeah.
And so his protege has all the notes and everything, so they're going to finish out the series eventually. I don't know how much longer, how many more arcs they're going to do. But I have 43 books, manga books of Berserk.
Sheesh.
And then I have, I think I have 13 of the really big novels, big versions of it.
Yeah, it's a crazy. So like I haven't read it like you have, but I probably should.
Plus, I have
Because every time I
tattoo.
read something,
That's the Berserk symbol right there.
yeah. Did you ever play the Berserk game on the Dreamcast?
You know what? I did. I actually bought a used Dreamcast and for the game, but there was some point that I got stuck on and I could not.
It was a
figure
wild
out.
game.
Yeah,
like with that giant
really
baby
cool.
head chasing you. I always remember that. I always remember that.
It's got the weirdest shit. I did really like their Dynasty Warriors game that they brought out, the Band of the Hawk, on the PS4, that was fun.
Okay, all right.
I mean, if you get a chance to find they used to be on Netflix. There's 3 45-minute movies that they put out. The Golden Egg arc or something like that. The Egg of the King or something like that. If you ever get a chance to find those, I'd recommend watching it just to.
I am. The fighting demons thing sounds interesting. So,
and he's a regular dude too. Like it's not like he's like super powered or nothing.
He has an armor or anything?
Doesn't he have his armor kills him while he's wearing it?
Currently now, yeah, he has armor that will empower him, but the more damage he takes, the stronger he gets, but he's also killing himself while doing it. But yeah, beyond that, he has a gun arm because he lost his hand. But beyond that, he just has a fucking gigantic, 9-foot long sword, which isn't even sharp, they said. He just swings it so hard that it just rips through everything.
Okay. I think I may have seen some of this stuff before.
You might have.
Okay.
Guts is the original, I don't know. I don't know if maybe original greatsword guy, but,
Yeah, I think he might be. I think he might be he might have been the guy who started the gigantic sword. Yeah, he was Cloud before Cloud was popular.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I know they just released another version of those 3 movies, but they broke them down into episodes. I don't know how they would do it, but those are pretty good. If you could find it, because I think the original set I found, you can't buy it anymore. I haven't been able to find it anywhere, but it has all 3 of the movies in it.
Okay.
And I think
I'll definitely take a look see what I can find this weekend. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, and if you want to watch the original 90s 1997 series, they just re-released that as a 25-year anniversary. Also, it's much longer, so there's more in it.
Okay,
but you get a lot more of the backstory and side stuff.
Okay. All right. So that concludes. This is a good show, guys. Had some good laughs here, and glad you guys showed up tonight. And for the people listening, do not forget to like and subscribe and recommend. So this is Multiverse Live. We will shut it down for tonight, and we will see you when we see you, I guess. Peace out, guys.
Peace out, everybody.
Laters.